Hey guys, how are you? I just got back to the office, so I'm giving you 1 second to pull up everything. Hope you guys are doing well. We're gonna dive into this. Give me a second. I'm just pulling my lid. I want to be able to see comments, so that's why I want to get this stuff set up. Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey everyone. I need some water. Give me a second. So I get this stream up so I can see these comments of myself. Okay, cool beans. Okay, I can see the chat now. Okay. So hello everyone. Big announcement. Really excited. Hopefully you guys can see me. Hey y'all. Hey. Let me see if I can flip or adjust this camera. I cannot. Okay, so but you know what? It's showing it in a way that I guess I'm flipped. So everything's gonna work. So guys, hello everyone. Hello. This is a live stream. If you don't like live streams, don't worry. I have a pre-recorded video that has been taking forever to edit, but I'm gonna get that out this week. That's like this week's major goal. However, if you ordered this shebang, it dropped yesterday. We have people who did say that they did not get theirs yet. So if you did not get yours yet, it's probably because there was something with your email. So make sure that you email us at, I'm gonna drop this in the section. This is the email you need to send it to. Okay, you need to email us at one of these two emails. Okay, and what you need to do is just simply show us the receipt, like the proof of purchase on PayPal that you purchased this with, and we will make sure that you get yours. We had over 300 orders, so that was really big. So we had a total of, it was like 250 people ordered this, and then we had 50 and counting order the men's version of this. So number one, that's amazing. And then number two, if you did not know, we just hit over 7,000 subscribers here on YouTube. I went crazy when I saw it. So we're at 7,000, like 100 and something. I'm just like, I'm overwhelmed. I've been having like a crazy. So if you have not, if you did order yours but did not get the email, you need to email us so we can make sure you get this amazing resource. If you did not order yours, I don't know what you're doing. We have a women's version and we have the men's version that's kind of branded for men. So this is like the girly girl version. And tonight we're gonna go through this. I'm not gonna tell everything in this because you need to go purchase it. But I am gonna talk about this because I do wanna share some insight for those of you who did purchase this. I wanna share some more insight that's gonna help this, okay? So if you're not aware, one of our subscribers gave me the idea. They were like, listen, Gigi, can you make us a resource for those of us who don't have large budgets? And I said, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to come up with a resource that is really affordable. And so we came out with my $500 planner journal business, okay? And it's a downloadable, but I printed mine out and I turned mine into a binder because that's just how I am. Okay, so we're gonna go through what's included in this, and then if you did purchase yours, I'm gonna be sharing with you some tips on how to maximize this resource because this thing is amazing. Okay, so how many of you guys printed? Did any of y'all print this out? One lady who actually is the owner of a printing company, she like put spirals on hers, put it on like pearl paper. Like some of y'all went all out, okay? But the first thing I'm gonna tell you is that once you download it, you definitely want to print it out. Now I know some of you guys are like e-users, so I completely understand, but I'm gonna share with you why printing it out is going to be truly beneficial. The first thing is that when I created this resource for you guys, it's created for a 6-month plan, right? So this is going to take you 6 months. So yes, Michelle, and you're getting yours tonight because I know you're on our queue because you paid. You're getting yours tonight. And Michelle was one of our first ones. So that's why if you didn't get yours, guys, let me know so we can make sure you get yours. So the first thing is that it's laid over 6 months. This is not supposed to be used as if you read it once and like, okay, I got it. That's not how you use this. Okay, so we're gonna use this video as like a how-to of how to use this. okay? Number one, there are two things you want to do. Number one, you do want to print this out, okay? You want to print it out, go to Walmart, Dollar Store, Staples, and get yourself a binder. I got this from Walgreens for like $5, okay? Or you can go to like Five Below. Get a binder, okay? And I'm about to show you what to do with this. Get a binder and either get it hole punched or get it printed like Staples, black and white. Now, the downloadable is color. So I did mine in color, as you can see. I did mine in color. And you know, if you know our dividers, if you did like downloaded yours, you'll know that like we have these like all pink dividers that are in the downloadable, right? And so if you want to do all color, you can. But let's break down how to use this. Okay, so we know that it is a 6-month layout. So you're going to go through the first page. You're going to see my letter to you, right? That is going to kind of lay out the importance. Then there is a vocabulary sheet that's going to break down the jargon for planners and journals, some of the words we're going to use. Then, okay, this is important. Then we're going to, and if you, now here's the thing. If you did not order yours, guys, listen, you're going to go here because you can get it tonight, okay? You can get it right now, and you can go to this link. I'm gonna make sure I put it in the description box, and that is glamprintgo.com/school. This thing is only $29.97. Okay, so for $30, you're gonna get your plan for your business, okay? So you need to get, listen, that's gonna be the official price moving forward, okay? So it's super affordable. You guys asked me to make you guys an affordable resource. Bam. Now this video is going to show you, we're going to use this video as a way to teach you how to use it, okay? How to use the resource. So, because the pre-order price is $10, okay? But if you missed it, it's still affordable. It's only $30. $30 to launch a $500 business? Come on, $30 is, listen, you better get this, okay? Anyway, so the first thing, for those who purchase or are going to purchase, this is important. You're gonna need to get some like loose leaf hole. You guys know the loose leaf paper you get for like, you know, school, college, where it has the 3 holes. You're gonna need to put that in here because I did include like some note pages, but it will not be enough, okay? So what you're gonna need to do is, the first thing is the budget breakdown. The first sheet is actually where, and let's talk about how to use this. On the budget breakdown, it tells you, I give you all of your needs, okay? The needs are first. Then at the bottom, it says your optional budget items, okay? So for those of you guys who purchase it, please know that the first section is like what you have to purchase or use to run your planner and journal business. The optional is if you choose to. It's not required, it's if you choose to. Now, in the suggested section that gives you the price points, those are ranges. So if you notice, for some of them, it may say like $0 to $30 a month, because for some of these things, you may be using the free side of some of this software. And so if you choose to use, right, if you choose to use the paid, right, which as we go into the sections, it breaks down all the software and the systems and all that, that's if you choose to. So please don't feel like you have to max this whole budget out, right? So I took a $500 budget and I said, okay, what would I do with $500 to launch my planner and journal business, to cover design, social media, all that kind of stuff, right? So just note that it's not required to use the whole budget, but what you're going to do is this. In the spreadsheet, it says, okay, actual. So that blank column is where you're going to actually put in what you're going to spend, right? So I give you the suggested column of what I suggest for you to spend, but you're going to write down what the actual is. You can use the notes column on the very end, right? To add like maybe like some of the software or like what you're going to use or designers you're going to use, things like that. At the very bottom has your grand total of how much you're going to use for one-time spending, and then if you're using any like monthly services, right, it has your monthly spend. So this works as like your budget sheet, but you may need to add a blank piece of paper afterwards, right, to like write some notes. Okay, next. The next page is your 6-month calendar, right? So if you download this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is your 6-month simple calendar on the next page. This breaks down what you're doing for the next 6 months. Now, let me explain this because I got some questions and I'm using this video as a way to break this down. Now, for the 6-month simple calendar, you don't have to do or launch your business all in 6 months, right, with the planner and journal business. But what I'm telling you is what I would do. If I had 6 months, I would do this in month 1, and I tell you exactly what I'm going to do, right? So what I'm going to tell you, though, is that let's say like the first month, It may take you 2 months to do it or 3 months to do it, right? Don't say to yourself, oh my God, Gigi told me it was 6 months and I'm on month 3 and I'm still on month 1, right? It's okay. Do not rush the process. The way this resource was made is that this is a business in a resource, right? So my whole goal was that if someone was going to launch a low-cost planner journal business, this would be like the starting resource. Like this is like what you need. So don't rush it. Okay, then we're gonna go into the launch community section, okay? And we go into the way, basically the information that I give you. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna read through the information, okay? When you read through this information, you need to slow down. Don't like say, oh, yep, I read the sheet. Okay, great, next. No. Don't go to the next section until you've developed a strategy based on what I just told you, right? So when you read the launch community, when you read that first paragraph, okay, bam, she's telling me to do this and this. Make sure that's done. Okay, go to the second paragraph. Okay, she said I need to do this and this. Make sure that's done. Now, again, this resource is only $30, right? So it's not like I'm giving you $10,000 information that my clients pay me for, but this is enough to get started. So if there are questions you have, you need to Google or use YouTube to get into the more of the details of this, right? So like it talks about, for instance, like scheduling content, things like that. So, and I give you the software that you need to use, but if you need details like, okay, how do I set up this account for this software? Google. Okay, guys, please Google, okay? Talks about, you know, your email marketing software and the things you need to use. Google the steps, okay? So this is pretty much very achievable. Now, in each section, after the notes page, that's like, this is the notes page where you write down your notes from what you just read. I give you your questions. So in each section, I teach you, you have your notes page, then I actually break down to you, like I ask you some questions for some execution steps. Now, for some of you, your biggest issue is the fact that you don't execute. You will buy a resource like this all day, but you don't like to execute. So what I did was I added these questions so that, okay, let's get it moving. What's gonna be the name of this? What's gonna do, what are you gonna do for this? You know, what platforms are you gonna use? What software, like it breaks it down. So there are no excuses for some of you who bought this resource and you want to just lay on your laurels, okay? That's the community plan. Next section are your printer options. Let's get into this because some of y'all, we got to break down how to use this resource, okay? Break down. If you have not purchased the resource, you need to go to glamprintgo.com/school and hop on this. It's only $29.97. This is going to help you out. Now, in this, I lay out the standard sizes for your planners. I talk about, you know, royalties and, you know, how you should actually set up getting your planners and journals printed and what my recommendations are. It is important to note that because you have a $500 budget, we're not doing a spiral bound product. I know some of you guys want to, but let's just be real, okay? If you have $500 and you have to get design done, you have to you know, get marketing done, all that kind of stuff done, you only have $500, then we're going to be doing a paperback version. Now, there's nothing wrong, though, guys, with doing a paperback version journal. There is nothing wrong. But if you have a small budget, let's just maximize the budget and let's do a paperback style. I'm looking for my printer journal that I think I left at home, but there's nothing wrong with that because that's the budget that we're using. You can make a lot of money doing a paperback bound journal or planner. The amazing part about that, though, is that using what I'm teaching you in this resource, you can flip it for a retail cost that is, you know, hey, you get it printed for $3 to $4, you flip it for, you know, $29, $30, you know, $40. I mean, listen, it's a lucrative business if you make it work. Now, in here, I talk about your printer options. In the printer options page, I give you actual links to research and to go to. So for instance, I give you 1, 2, 3, 4 ones that we talk about on this channel, but in here I talk about like the pros and cons of each one and what you need to go with based upon you know, what you want to get done, okay? And so what you're going to want to do is after you do the first section, right, which is launch community, then you go into printer options. This is when you need to pick your printer, right? From this list, you need to pick your printer, okay? And I tell you again what the pros and cons are of each one. After that, I give you your homework, right, for the execution. yes, this live will be saved because I want to make sure that everyone who's purchased this resource, which is the My $500 Planner Journal Business resource, I want to make sure you guys have this to watch at any point in time. So this will be saved here on the channel. Once that's done, you're then going to go into design options. Now, this is the women's version. So the men's version doesn't have these cute things, but for us ladies, the girl version of My $500 Planner Journal Business Resource, we got the ladies sitting here, really cute. So we go into design options. This is when I break down how to get your product designed on a budget. Now, I'm about to say something that you may not agree with, but I frankly do not care because it's the truth. Okay, I'll talk about it right in this resource. You need to hire a graphic designer if you're not good at design. There are some things that we do not DIY. I don't care how cheap we want to be. We need to be honest with ourselves because I cannot tell you the number of people that get offended. Because you all know I'm a little rough. I'm a straightforward person. So I'll tell you, it don't look right. It don't look right. It don't look good. Don't look right, right? So if you are not a designer and you don't understand layout, because I have friends who are not designers. It's okay. It's all right. But you have to know your strong suit because for some people, I'm going to give you some truth right now that you need to listen to. When you run a business, one of the biggest lessons I can tell business owners that is like a golden nugget is that do what you're good at. Whatever you're not good at, you need to outsource because of this one reason why. Because the time that you spend on something that you're not good at, you could be spending time on the things that you are good at. So I would rather take a chunk of my budget and pay a designer because I may need to be working on the marketing side, right, that I'm really good at. So while the designer's working on the worksheet, and I talk about all this stuff in here, while the designer's doing that, I could be focusing on, okay, bam, I need to build my email list. I need to get this done. I need to get that done and to get this done. There are a lot of things to get done besides design. And because design is honestly one of it's literally like the most important. It's not the most important. I would say it's the second most important thing. The first most important thing is to make sure that it sells. Make sure it's a sellable product. But within it being sellable is that it's a well-designed product. There are a lot of planners and journals that are not selling because they are ugly. Did I just say that? I sure did, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Bad design products don't sell. Here's what they do. They will sell for the first 30 days from your friends, your girlfriends, your family members, your church members, right? Because they just want to support you. But those same journals that they bought are sitting on their shelves. They're not using them. They're collecting dust because they just wanted to support you. And we have to have an honest conversation. We're not running a hobby-based business. We're running a business that strangers will purchase from. So if only your family members, listen, we got to get real. So guess what? I'm going to hire someone who's well-skilled in layout to do the design process. And that's where I'm going to put a good chunk of my money. And then I'm going to DIY everything else. Do not... Listen, y'all better listen to me. If you're not good at design, okay? Now, if you have a good concept of design and layout, then guess what? Go for it. And then here I talk about the resources that you can use. I give you some links on it, if you want to take some courses to learn more about that. But my number one recommendation is to hire a graphic designer always. And I tell you about how to look for them. I even tell you about how to get templates. There are some ways to purchase templates from others that are very well designed. Okay, and then in here again, I give you your design options homework. Okay, now let's talk about the next section. Next section here is called product details. Okay, and in this section, it talks about some really important stuff that a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to producing products. Okay, so here at Print School, here on YouTube, my channel is not necessarily geared towards the designing of products per se, but I focus more on the business of the product. Does that make sense to everybody? I focus on the business of those products. So planners and journals, my channel isn't really devoted to designing planners and journals because you can find that content on YouTube. My focus is on you actually running it like a business. So that's why a lot of my video content talks about this kind of stuff from a business perspective, because my biggest issue that I found was that I found so much free content on making stuff, but there was not enough content on making it a business, right? So it's I found pretty much ways for it to be a hobby on YouTube, but no one was teaching how do I actually turn this into a business I can run from home and I can, really build up. And that's why my resources are helping you to really run it like a business versus a hobby. So, excuse me. So in this, the product detail section, it talks about some legal things that I want you guys to understand with planners and journals, okay? And I give you guys the links to go and visit, and I break down the importance of those, okay? Then we get into the marketing product section. And guys, if you're just joining us, if you're just joining us, excuse me, we are talking about the new resource that just dropped here for Print School, which is my $500 planner and journal business. This came out yesterday and went out via email to all pre-orders, but it's now available for sale, so you can download it today, right now. And we have a women's version, and there's also a men's version. For my guys who want to launch planners and journals, there is a branded version that has male, more masculine colors, and it's for the men. In the marketing product section, this is what I want you guys to do. This is where I'm gonna spend a little bit more time. When you get to the marketing product section, you're using this resource. I start to bullet point the things you're gonna need for the marketing. This is gonna take you probably more than a month to do, the marketing product section, right? So we talk about things like product description, mock-ups. It has a whole bunch of stuff that I want you guys to do. Spend time getting all that stuff done. You hear me? Okay, so this is not a resource to rush through. I made this resource to literally, it should take you at least 6 months to get all this stuff done. If you tell me you got it done in 30 days, I don't believe you, okay? So you need to gather each of these things, even as it talks about the in-person selling section. There's a video here on my YouTube channel on vending. Just Google Genesis Dorsey vending, and it'll take you through some stuff like that. When it comes to the shipping them section that you see, all those things that I listed down there, okay, you guys see, if you download your resource, you'll see it. Under shipping them, you need to Google those things and purchase those things, okay? So do not rush through the marketing section. This stuff is truly, truly important. Now let me talk a little bit more, actually. I'm gonna talk a little more about that. One of the things I'm also gonna suggest that you do with using this resource is, you want to get a Google Drive. Okay, listen to me, guys, listen to me. You want to get a Google Drive folder, like a online cloud folder, okay? As you're working on your business, you want to be saving stuff into like an online cloud place, right? And so the reason why is because you don't want to lose stuff. So like when you're working on your planner and journal, and like let's say you do like an inspiration board where you're like finding planners and journals that you like, right? You may be taking pictures of them on your phone. You may be like actually finding them on like Pinterest or online. Save all that stuff into like an online folder, okay? When you're working on your design files, save your logo, branding, save all that stuff into a cloud folder, because Lord forbid your computer crashes, something happens, and you're building this whole entire business. I've seen it happen too many times. So save it into a drive, because while you're going through each of these months, right? While you're going through each of these months, you're gonna be working. You guys, listen, my ultimate goal through this channel is to help you guys launch successfully and to really love what you're doing. Whether you launch a planner business, a journal business, any kind of business, right, that involves what I teach, I want you guys to take your time. I want you to learn. It's gonna take time. Like for instance, in the first section, which is launching community, that may take you a couple months to start getting followers, to start networking, getting your name out there, right? Like this stuff is gonna take time. I'm not telling you guys to rush any of this stuff, okay? So take your time. Okay, once we get that done, oh Lord, set up your online store. Whew, Lord Jesus. Okay, so in this section, I talk about what you need for your store, right? What are the requirements? I talk about what platforms you need to use for your planner and journal business. And you'll notice that I didn't list a lot of different places that you probably would have thought, right? Because at the end of the day, what I have learned is that a lot of times, because we have a small bid budget, we try to like basically cheap everything. And I know we only have a $500 budget with this resource, but that does not mean you cut corners, right? So for instance, there are some things you have to suck it up and pay the cost, right? Because we want to make sure we have an ultimate customer experience. So for instance, if you use an online store website and they don't have a way to integrate email marketing, you don't need to use that site, because it's going to be hard for you to build up a community base, right? And so you just want to be thinking about that, okay? And we talk about in here why you need these things, okay? Another thing is that I talk about this in the resource, but you should not run your planner journal business via Cash App. Okay, or like Venmo. No, you need to set up an online store, and I talk about in here what you need to get, how you need to get your, different components that you need to get. I also talk about the free shipping strategies and how to set up those shipping costs so that it actually is more beneficial to the customer, okay? And then of course, what do? I have your homework to execute for setting up your online store. Okay, next is the pre-order strategy. So we have a section here called pre-orders because you're not going out of order, right? It's a 6-month strategy. So we're gonna do the pre-orders, okay? And I talk about the strategy for pre-orders, how long it should take. I talk about how to set things up with the pre-orders. I talk about just basically the pre-order strategy and how long you need to run it, and how to strategically basically end it and get ready for launch. So once we get done pre-orders, we now go into the last section, which is launch the business, okay? And in the, I'm typing stuff in the chat and it's not even right. So in the launch business, I talk about some things that I want you guys to do when you actually fully launch. So you have your pre-order season and then we go into launch, right? So in the launch business thing, I give you guys some things to continue to work on after you've launched your business, okay? And once that's done, you're at the very last page, which looks like this, okay? Okay, so let's go over some last minute things I want you guys. Yes, Felicia's guys is working on a writing project and my computer died before I backed it up. Oh my God, listen, don't do it to yourself. So let's talk about some things I want you guys to do with this resource. Like I said before, you need to make sure you print this out. Again, this comes in a women's version and a men's version. Print this out, put into a binder, because I want you guys to also use some of the other things that we talk about on this channel. Like for instance, like how is your product going to be designed? Like what is it going to look like, right? So you may need to add some pages in this section, right? And like probably I would do it in on the this section, the design options, right? I would probably add some like extra sheets in there and begin to sketch out how do you want your product to look, okay? Because that's important. Some other things that are important to know are that this did not include the legal setup of your business, because my desire, my hope is that before you use this resource, you should be incorporated as a business. Okay, and the reason why, and I actually talk about this in the letter, where is that? Here. In this welcome letter, I talk about it, and I talk about how this is a business expense. Okay, so you want to make sure that before you start spending all the $500 for your business, I know it may not seem like a lot of money, $500 for some people it's a lot, for some people it's not. But however the amount is to you, it is a business expense, and so do not spend any money as a personal expense. Okay, I know this is kind of business 101, but I gotta just put it out there for the beginners. Okay, so make sure that you are incorporated. Okay, make sure that it is incorporated, and then you can start spending your money, because these are expenses for your business. Okay, the other thing is that I'm so glad thank you, Sky, I'm so glad you guys love it. And so I won't answer your question, Jackie. So it's important to note that with this resource, right, you need to pace yourself. I mean, these are the last minute tips before I let you guys go on things I need you to do as you use this resource. Pace yourself. You hear me? Don't go fast. Pace yourself. Okay. So like I said before, I give you a 6-month calendar, but you don't have to finish in 6 months. If it takes a year, great. But I've given you enough to see the framework of this business to run it as such. The most important thing I can tell you though is the first section. The first section actually of this resource is probably the most important, and that is launching your community. I cannot stress this enough. I love the fact that everyone wants to launch planners and journals, we want to make beautiful things. But as I've taught so many times, I pray I've drilled this into your head until you hear me in the middle of the night, okay? It doesn't matter how many products you make, it doesn't matter how long how long it took you, it doesn't matter how pretty it is. If you have if you don't have a community, it froze. Okay, I'm sorry guys. If you don't have a community, no one's going to experience your products. Okay? That's the point blank. Okay? If you don't have a room to sell to, no one's going to experience it, or only a small amount. And so one of the biggest things, I'm going to be doing a video, the pre-recorded video that I'm doing is actually more of an encouragement to those who are launching planner and journal businesses in the year of 2020 or 2021, because I got to encourage y'all to be ready for this. Let's talk about this real quick. This resource is meant for you to get started, because a lot of you guys have been sitting on your butts, okay? And with that, one of the reasons why you've been sitting on your laurels is because of the fact that you have underestimated the amount of work that it's going to take to get your dream out into the sky, okay? Because a lot of times, again, it's easy to create something, but to actually put it out and to begin to sell it is where you actually meet your inner self, right? The part of you that's like, oh yeah, I made this, but like now I have to talk to people, and now I have to put myself out there, and now I have to introduce myself, right? I have to come out of my shell, right? So that's why I teach the business part, because a lot of you guys have already created stuff, but none of it's selling. So let's have a really quick, truthful moment with this so I can get you ready to get this stuff done. I need you to execute. But not just execute designing it and making it, but I need you to execute selling it. So this is why the very first step that I take you through this resource is get that community launch, because you gotta gather people. You gotta gather these people. You have to begin to talk to people. And so I want you to get ready to face yourself. That's probably the biggest key I can even leave with this video tonight, or whenever you're watching this, is that this resource is meant for you to actually make some money. A lot of people are teaching these planner and journal videos, but let's just be real. It's a business. So, and it's not just a business for you to make a few coins, okay? It's a business for you to make a lot of coins. But to make a lot of coins in the planner and journal business, the planner and journal business world, you have to sell a lot of product, because, you know, if you sell a product that's like $20, $30, $40, $50, or even $60, you still have to sell enough. Let's say you want to make $10,000 a month. Gotta sell a lot of those bad boys. So you have to get used to putting yourself out there. You have to get used to introducing yourself, going to conferences, setting up your booth, your tables, like really getting yourself out there. So I want you guys to believe in your ideas. I want you guys to take your time. I want you guys to pace yourself. And I want you guys, most importantly, to understand that you're running an actual business, okay? And so that's why this resource is gonna help you do that, okay? So if you did not purchase your resource, again, it's, put this link in here. Hi, how are you? Hi. Good. Good. How say it again?
Very busy.
Yeah,
it is.
No, you're good. You're good. Yes, I will see you around. So this is the link, right? So you want to go to that link that I just put in there. And if you did not get your resource, again, this is the resource that is for men and women, right? So you definitely want to get this resource. It's for men and women. There is a male version, there's a woman. This is the women's version, very girly. Then there's a male version that has men and things like that, okay? So let's answer some questions. If you guys have any questions and you're watching the live chat, drop them below and say hi. Y'all say hi. Hi, oh, hi guys, how are you? Hey, Keandra. Y'all know I butcher people's names, right? I'm just say Key's Creation, because I'm a butcher there. Hey, Ash. Hey, Khaleesi. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Humble Queens. Hey, Corinne. Hey, Marjan. Oh, Pennsylvania. Hey. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Deidre. Hey, Jacqueline. And again, it's not a course. It is a oh my God, what's up? It is a e-download. It's like an ebook, but it is packed. It's packed. It's packed. And if anyone has bought it, they can attest that this baby is packed. Okay? It's packed. Keandra, okay. Yeah, this baby is packed. So it takes you over 6 months, okay? 6 months of work to get done. And it's $29.97. So I made sure it was affordable for anyone who's purchasing it. So if you have not purchased it, you need to go purchase it, okay? Let's go through, and again, it's meant to pace yourself. So if you read this all in one sitting, you're like, okay, I got it. No, you don't. No, you're using the resource wrong, okay? So you should only have to buy this once. This is not you buy it over and over. You buy it once, okay? And you use it for 6 months. Okay. Someone did have a question and I missed it. Okay, so Jacqueline says, can we hire you on a budget to design the cover as you mentioned? So here's what I am launching. At this point, my company Glamp Go, we focus on the full behind project, and our numbers start usually around $2,000, and because I do the whole thing. I actually take over your project. But I am launching something soon, and it won't be for the covers. For cover, if you're just doing the cover, you need to, there's two things you can do. For the covers, you can hire someone to design the covers. You can design it on Canva, right? You can, design something yourself. You can DIY it. But as far as like our company handles like the whole process from ideation to actual like manufacturing and the whole process. But I am launching another side or branch of Glamp Go, and it's called Babb. It's called Babb, not Babs. It's called Babb, and it's called Build a Planner. That's what it's called. It's called Build a Planner, and we're launching it in about 2 weeks. It's taking some time because this is like a concept that I've been trying to launch for a couple months now. And so Build a Planner Babb is basically where it is a online store. It's an online store where you can, it's almost like Build-A-Bear, where you can, our team's gonna design for you a planner, but it's like where you, it's like pre-selected things. It's like pre-selected things, right? So that's where it's like, it's kind of, and it's gonna be interesting. So I'll be talking about that a little bit more. But as far as like graphic design, I do not do graphic design. That's important to know. We do, but it's through Glamp Go, and it has to be the full project. So that's very important. So like, I no longer do a la carte design. That's why I tell you guys, reach out to other graphic designers. I no longer do a la carte design. Now I do I design the full planner. I design all your marketing, all your branding, like it's a full on suite, okay? So unfortunately, I do not, however, you guys did request for me to do a tutorial on teaching you guys how to design like I design on Canva and for pages. So registration for that opens tonight. So we're doing 2 live trainings this month. So if you want to learn how to design like me, because can I be real, y'all? This is not to throw any shade, because I'm not a shade thrower. I'm a light thrower. But I'm joking. So for me, I am into like pretty design. Matter of fact, my company, World Prayer Journal, we're launching a new prayer journal collection this weekend. These things are cute. And so I like really pretty design. I don't like it where it looks like it was made on Canva. You know, it needs to look like it was made in InDesign, which is what I use. However, I'm gonna teach you guys how to make these like really well designed looking planners and journals. I'm gonna teach you guys how I get my art. I'm about to, this class about to be elite, okay? Because I just don't like ugly journals. I like glamorous ones. Like that's just how I am. I'm a tomboy, but I'm also a glam girl. So tonight you guys asked for them, they're $97. It is a training. It's gonna be a Zoom training. So you can join me live. You guys know how I like to do my live trainings. We're gonna be on a Saturday early in the morning, so grab your coffee. And we're gonna actually design a full planner. It's a full training. And I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. Now this is for those of you who wanna do the DIY. Remember, if this is not your forte, don't do it. Okay, but if you say, look, I got some design experience, then you can register for the Canva training, or we're also gonna be doing if you're an Apple, a Mac user like myself, okay, because listen, some people do not know the power of Apple and Pages. I have designed amazing planners in Pages by Apple. And I cannot tell you how amazing it is to use. So I'm gonna be teaching you how to do that in Pages for Apple. That's actually my personal, like, if I had to pick between Canva or Apple Pages, I would pick Apple Pages, right? So like I said before, I'm going to do those 2 live trainings. If you wanna learn how to do the design, I'm also gonna teach you how to design the covers, okay? So, and I'm telling you, you're gonna learn. It's gonna be real easy and simple, and it's gonna look really good, because it needs to look good. Now, I did see a question that says, I want to do a spiral bound planner though. And that is a great topic to talk about, and I'm gonna be done. So if you have a $500 budget and you're trying to do a spiral bound, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not within that budget. Now, We talked about this in, I think, a Q&A. Vervante Publishing does spiral bound. However, the unit costs are going to be high. Okay? Because as we talked about, to get spiral bound like these, okay? And because if you know, your unit costs need to be under $10. If your unit costs, if it's gonna cost you more than $10 to make a planner and then you have to mark it up, it's too high. My actual number that it should be actually no more than $6. That's my max. I will never produce a planner that's above $6 unit cost because it's not profitable past that point. It's not even worth it, okay? Because remember, you have to make something that can be sold, right? So some of you guys, I was talking to someone, she was like, yeah, it's gonna cost me like $16 to make the planner. And it's gonna be like, it's gonna have all the bells and whistles, but it's gonna cost me $17. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, okay? So you need to, the real, I mean, below $6 should be your unit cost max. That's why, again, with spiral bound, now of course you have like the coil kind, right? You have the coil kind, but you know, some of you guys, oh, I can get it printed at FedEx and Kinko's. Just make sure it's not above $6. So if you want to do spiral bound, what is our strategy? We're going to either do it overseas and you need to stack up and save minimum of $1,000, okay? 1,000, the healthiest two. Now you guys know what is my total number to run that kind of business? $5 grand, okay? $5 grand is, if you're gonna run a business like this, $5 grand, okay? And that includes everything, design, marketing, ordering overseas, everything, okay? If you wanna do just a few of those, Vervante Publishing does offer those. They do offer this kind, this gold kind. Now Lulu, I think Ingram does, I gotta check. They do offer the black, you know, that black coil kind, they do offer that. But remember, your unit cost should not be over max $10, goal is $6, okay? So for, who was that asked that? So for Shara Harris, you definitely can do a spiral bound. Just be strategic with your money, right? Because from a business perspective, we don't want those unit costs because remember, that's just to manufacture the product. We still have not included marketing costs, taxes, labor costs, right? And so a lot of times in our businesses, when we talk about pricing of your product, we just think about like, oh, it cost me this much to make it, right? But as far as like, actually building up a true unit cost, you have to include a lot of other factors, which also includes basically the operations of your company has to be included in that unit cost. So it may cost me $3 to print the product, but I gotta add the tax, I gotta add my labor and my time and effort in putting into the business. I gotta add, insurance costs if I have that in my business, packaging costs, shipping costs. So once you get done all of that, that is your actual unit cost, right? Like that is, so it's important that we keep those numbers as low as possible so that when we actually mark up that product, we are actually making true profit. As far as overseas printers, that I do have a list of those. I don't have a vendor list per se, but I do have a boot camp that's coming out. We did one for prayer journals. If anyone was a part of my prayer journal boot camp that is now available as a prayer journal kit, I believe that's $397. That is the prayer journal business boot camp that teaches you how to do like the big business, like how to create these types of planners. And that is a 102-page workbook plus a 2.5-hour training. That is intense. And so that is like the creme de la creme, but that one was made for prayer journals because that prayer journal boot camp covered things like how to expand and scale your business with passive income products, how to run prayer campaigns. Like that was intense. What a lot of you guys asked for was a generic version that was not a religious-based product. So that training is coming up soon as well. But what we're going to do first, before I come up with that one, is we're going to do the design ones first, because a lot of you guys are not doing spiral bound. Because to do spiral bound, you need to have at least $5 grand in that budget. Okay, so with that $5,000, that's for that prayer journal boot camp, but the $5,000 as well for a generic planner or journal business. That boot camp will be coming up in February. Registration will open at the end of the month. But what we're focusing on now in print school is going to be the design boot camp. So that's going to be for Canva and for Pages. Okay. Someone asked me if I was doing an InDesign one. I'm not, because there are classes you can take. InDesign has a learning curve, in my opinion, and even though I can teach it, a lot of you guys will not be using InDesign because you don't have a design background, right? So I want to help those who are not designers to learn how to design, because if you're a designer, you can take classes on InDesign and be fine. But as far as overseas printers, yeah, I'm going to get into that through the generic bootcamp training, because it's more than just picking a printer. You have to actually understand the process. Okay, Jen says you're no longer doing one-on-one phone calls. So if one needed some guidance, what should we do? So, this last week, I got, I think it was like 12 emails from people who wanted one-on-one calls because they missed when I said I would stop doing them. So what we're going to do is we're going to, I think, I got to look at what we said in the email. I haven't sent out the email yet. But we're going to be offering planner and journal consultation calls only. I'm going to tell you what drained me and why I stopped doing them was because I was doing business coaching calls. So I was basically helping like every type of business. And it was really draining because my mind would hop from teaching someone how to run a dog business, and then I would get another call and I was teaching someone how to run a social media marketing business, and then I would get another call and I was teaching someone how to run their journal business, and I get another call and I was teaching, and so it was really, my mind was so mentally drained because I was hopping. Some people were running a boutique, and I have experience in building those frameworks, but I was really drained. So what we're going to do now is I am going to offer coaching calls, but it will only be for print school. So that means that it'll only be for print-on-demand based businesses, or a print-on-demand like apparel, like drop shipping, like Printful. You're running a Printful store, Printify, Print Mint kind of store, Custom Cat, or you're doing a planner or journal business. Those are going to be the only type of coaching calls I'm going to do because that reduces it. Amazon print on demand is in the UK. Is that what you use? Yes. So if you look at the prayer journal business video I did, I use Amazon's, which is called KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing. Okay. So with Kindle Direct Publishing, which is in the UK, the US, it's pretty, I think in Japan, Amazon has it everywhere, but I live in the US. So I use Kindle Direct Publishing to print the prayer journal. And, but there are some other print on demand ones that we talk about in this resource, because one of the cons that we talk about is that if you use Amazon to print your product has to be listed on Amazon. And I talk about in here some strategies are basically about that and how to like maximize that, or because for some people they don't want their product on Amazon, but I talk about how to work around that in this resource. Okay, but like I said before, as an end, because I'm done, y'all, I gotta get home. Two major things as we end. Number one, tonight registration for the design workshops and boot camps will open up tonight. They will include the recording. So you can join us on the live stream, or you can also get access to the recording, okay? You will be able to have access to the recording for a lifetime. And matter of fact, the way that we're doing it is that when you purchase your seat, you actually be purchasing it within, with like an online workshop kind of system. And so when you register, you're gonna be getting the live access training where you can ask all live questions during the live, and you'll get the recording. So you can have that for safekeeping, so that whenever you do decide to design your product, you can just watch the training all over again and pause it, do your work, look at it again, pause it, and design it at the same time. Have your video here, have your Canva here, and watch and design. So that's going to be coming up. Those dates will be released tonight, and then you will join them tonight. And then the second thing is that one-on-one consultation calls, if you want me to coach you with your product. And so what those coaching calls basically cover is where you will be able to talk to me about like what your concept is, what it's going to be about. We can talk about like what you're going to sell it for. You can ask me whatever questions and I will give you your strategy. Every call does include an execution plan because I don't play. So I'm not into like, we get on the phone, you talk to me about all that stuff, then you don't do anything. No, that's not what we do. So I'm gonna give you a 4-week homework plan. So we'll talk about your planner or your journal and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll talk, it's like basically you get 45 minutes to ask me whatever you want. And then after the call, I'll send your homework based upon what we've talked about. So if you're like, Gigi, can you help me with my marketing plan? Or hey, Gigi, can you help me with my blah, blah, blah? I'll give you whatever you ask me for. I'm gonna give it to you. You got 45 minutes, so you better maximize. Don't spend 30 minutes telling me your sob story, okay? I need, right, because you're paying for it. The calls are $197. Yes, because you're taking my time, but I'm also going to be giving you my time as well as giving you a homework execution plan. So you don't need to book me for another call if you didn't do what I told you to do in the first call. Don't waste your money, okay? So if you're not ready to execute, don't spend your money with me. You're going to pay me, okay? And then I'm going to give you your execution plan. Then when you get done that, if you need another one. But most times, most of my coaching clients, if they're not doing a coaching program with me, they usually do a coaching call a month because that's really all they need. Because you're going to execute. I'm going to give you a 4-week plan. Then you come back. Okay? So y'all good? Okay. Y'all have a good night. I pray you guys maximize this resource. If you have gotten it, please, please, please use it. Do not let it collect dust. There is a men's version. So if you are a man and you would like, or you identify as a man, and you would like to get the male version, that is available on the website. Again, you're going to go to glamprintgo. .com/school. It's in the chat. You'll see it right there, okay? This weekend, we have a new video coming up. Guys, are you guys ready to learn about print on demand for 2020? Anybody excited about that? I'm hyped. So yes, we've been spending a lot of time talking about planners and journals, but this channel is a lot more than that. And that is because I also had videos that have gone viral in reference to print on demand. So we're going to get back to talking about Printful, Printify, Printment, Custom Cat. People ask about Uberloo, right? Or however, Uberloo. I never butcher. I always butcher that name. We're going to be talking about Shopify. We're going to talk about Big Cartel. We're going to be talking about Wix, Weebly, how to use Squarespace, the e-commerce side of these businesses, especially with drop shipping. But guess what we're also adding, y'all? Y'all ready? We're also gonna be adding to Print School talking about passive income products. So I'm gonna be doing videos to talk about, launching online courses. We're gonna be doing some classes and some free trainings here on YouTube to talk about, if you wanna launch a workbook, if you wanna do a curriculum, a kit. We're gonna be talking about all these different things because anything that concerns print or passive income where you're digitizing or selling online products that fit into these things, we're going to talk about. So I'm really excited. Again, we hit over 7,000 subscribers, guys. I'm so grateful for you guys. And so, like I said before, stay tuned, stay with us, stay with the community, stay connected. I'm going to be giving you guys the content that you've asked for. And the last thing before I go is that I will be posting in our community section what you guys want to learn about next. So with that, I'm going to post a comment. I need you guys to respond to that comment. Give me about 30 minutes, give me probably like 15 minutes once I get off this video. I'm going to post it, and then I want you guys to tell me what you want to learn next. And you can type in whatever you want, and I'm going to be picking from that list to actually create our 2020 video calendar. Because what I want to do is, y'all ready for Print School? I'm so excited. I'm like so excited. So for everyone who's joined the email list, we're going to create for you guys a 2020 Print School YouTube university, where basically we're going to be sending out at the top, and I'm trying to get this done now so we can start in February. So what's going to happen is that we're going to email out February's live streaming schedule, so that way you know what time classes are here on YouTube Live. We're also going to be sending you out a homework outline that has free homework assignments. So it's almost like this YouTube channel is going to actually become school. It's going to become a free school for you to learn. So that's why tonight I want to post out this comment so I can see all the things, and then I'm going to create from February to December, what each month will focus on, the live training video times, and then what your homework assignments are. And what this is going to do is it's going to really help you guys to, number one, stay accountable, to have an actual following, to bam, classes tonight, this is the homework, this is what I'm learning. And then if you don't need to learn that, you still have the resources so that if you need it, you can go back to it, okay? This is why you need to be on the email list. If you're not on the email list, you need to go to glamprintgo.com and just join the email list. Go to, you can also go to glamprintgo.com/school, and there's an email list there. Join that tonight, please do, because I want us to actually have a curriculum following for this year. It's all free, completely free, okay? There are paid resources you guys can get, but it's completely free, okay? So stay tuned, guys. I'm so excited that you guys have joined Print School. I will see you guys soon because we're gonna be launching that 2020 school calendar, okay, guys? So guys, see you later, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.